Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. The general pathology practical which we are going to discuss today is about granulation tissue. Healing is the body's response to injury so that normal structure and functions are restored. There are different phases of wound healing. The inflammatory phase begins when the wound develops, lasts 4 to 6 days. It is marked by edema, erythema, inflammation and pain. Healing process triggered and the immune system works to prevent microbial colonization. Then there is the proliferative phase. It lasts another 4 to 24 days. Granulation tissue fills in the wound. Fibroblasts lay collagen in the wound bed, strengthening new granulation tissue. Wound edges begin to contract. Epithelial cells migrate from the wound margins. Then there is the maturation phase. It can last from 21 days, can take up to 1 to 2 years. The length of time depends upon the patient and the wound related complicating factors. Example, duration of wound, patient comorbidities, wound infection status. The filled in wound is covered and strengthened, and there is then scar tissue formation. Now, what is the granulation tissue? Granulation tissue is a highly vascularized connective tissue that forms on the surface of wound during the healing process. The structure is composed of the tissue matrix, supporting a variety of cell types, most of which are associated with the following functions: formation of extracellular matrix, operation of immune system, and vascularization. Discussing the gross features of granulation tissue. During migratory phase of wound healing, the granulation tissue is light red or dark pink in color. It is soft to touch. It is moist, bumpy, granular, and pulpy in appearance due to punctuate hemorrhages, pulseful on palpation, and painless when healthy. Discussing the microscopic features, the active granulation tissue has inflammatory cell infiltrate, newly formed blood vessels, and young fibrous tissue in the loose matrix. The phase of ingrowth of granulation tissue include angiogenesis and new vascularization. This is formation of new blood vessels at the site of injury. It takes place by proliferation of endothelial cells from margins of severed blood vessels. These new vessels are leaky, allowing proteins and red cells into extravascular space. Thus, tissue is edematous. Then there is fibrogenesis, immigration and proliferation of fibroblasts at the site of injury, and deposition of extracellular matrix by these cells. The role of granulation tissue is protecting the wound from further injury, filling incision or wound and any defect of tissue, replacing the necrotic tissue, effusion and other foreign body. Now, it is important to note the difference between the granulation tissue and the granuloma. The granulation tissue, it consists of new connective tissue and tiny blood vessels that form on the surfaces of wound during the healing process. Granuloma is a mass of granulation tissue typically produced in response to infection, inflammation, or the presence of a foreign substance. It is a type of fibrovascular proliferation, while granuloma is a special type of chronic inflammation. Granulation tissue is reddish in color, soft, moist, and bumpy. Granuloma is usually cheese-like, visible under the microscope in the central area of the necrosis. Granulation tissue is usually painless, and granuloma causes a low-grade fever, loss of appetite, loss of weight, loss of function of the affected organs. Granulation tissue consists of new small blood vessels, fibroblasts, and mononuclear cells in the edematous extracellular matrix. And granuloma consists of macrophages surrounded by lymphocytes. Granulation tissue grows at the base of the wound, aiding in the healing process, and granuloma's main function is to surround and digest the foreign substances. Healing of skin wounds. Cutaneous wound healing is a classical example of combination of regeneration and repair. Wound healing occurs in two ways: healing by first intention, which is the primary union, and healing by secondary intention, which is called the secondary healing. In healing by primary intention, the wound is clean, and healing by secondary intention, the wound is unclean. It is generally uninfected in primary healing, and in secondary healing, it may be infected. The margins are surgically clean in primary healing, while in secondary healing, the margins are irregular. And in healing by primary healing, there is scanty granulation tissue, and in secondary healing, granulation tissue fill in the gap. The healing period is short in primary healing, while in secondary healing it is long, and the primary healing is direct, and in secondary healing it is from the bottom to the edge, and in the outcome in primary healing is a neat linear scar, and in secondary healing the outcome is contracted irregular wound. Now students, you have to draw this diagram in your practical notebook of granulation tissue in an ulcer base. You can see new vascularization, there is fibroblast, and then inflammatory cells are seen like macrophages and neutrophils. Thank you.